Can you explain to the people listening and watching what it does to a mixed child when you tell them they are not Black from their own community?
Yeah. I mean, it's basically saying to them, you're not worthy. You're not a person.
Yo, welcome to Out of Pocket with RG3, hosted by your boy and the amazing 87-time All-American in track and field. And yep.
Also not 87.
Here we go. Starting all over because I got to intro him first.
Stop saying fake numbers on me.
It's not fake numbers. You know what? We're just going to keep it. This is a great introduction.
I love it.
We appreciate you guys liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. We can't do this without you, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And today we have a conversation with someone that we've wanted to talk to for a very, very long time. He is an actor. I think he's funny, so we can throw comedian in there as well. Social media superstar and your favorite quarterback on All-American, Michael Evans Behling.
Boom. Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Even though she prematurely introduced you earlier as a All-American. So
it fits so well, I had to.
It really did.
It did fit. Are you really 87 All-American?
No,
Wow.
three time. It would be impossible for me to be an 87-time All-American.
Yeah, that's a lot of school.
But it's a good hook, right?
It is a great
It's
hook.
a great hook.
What did you run? What did you run?
I was a track athlete. I was a heptathlete.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right
She's
on.
also Estonian, so we can do her full intro. Estonian American, just got American citizenship 2 years
Congratulations.
ago. So, no, incredible athlete. Went to Florida State. Yeah, that's why I married her. So, you know,
Because she's an
other than
athlete.
she's an amazing person. Damn, he's calling me on my shit.
I'm sorry. I get it. I'm kidding.
No, she is incredible. So, All-American.
Yeah. All-American.
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 Yes. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Don't leave yourself out, baby.
So, first question we like to ask
Sure.
is, how are you doing personally? Not a lot of people ask that question, and we like to give a little mental health check right at the beginning of the episode.
Personally? That's a great question. Great way to start off. You know, my mom just left today, so I'm a little sad.
Okay.
But she was here for 5 days, so it was a great visit.
Okay.
And so I'm leaning into the positivity of that rather than like missing her. So, and then I'm here, and I've met him, which is like crazy to me. Like 10-year-old Mike is losing his mind right now. Let me tell you that right now, because like you are in the list of quarterbacks that made me want to be a quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Aww.
Absolutely, unequivocally. So whenever this email hit my inbox, I was like, hands down, no questions, absolutely, I'm in there. So thank you for the opportunity to be here. So I'm doing, you know what? I'm smiling. I'm doing great.
This is, I see he's got a lot of Riz over here. He's making me feel good about myself. No, it's the truth.
All right, baby, take it all the way to the deep end.
All right, here we go.
To the deep end.
Are you ready to go in the deep end?
Yeah, where are we going?
All right, so there was a conversation with Anthony Mackie. He's Captain America,
Okay.
right? And he talked about this age-old quote of success is not given, it's earned, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that. But he flipped it. Mm-hmm. And he said this on the Pivot podcast, and he said, success is not earned, it's actually given.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how hard you work, how much expertise you have, how good you are at what you do. Somebody has to say, it's you. Mm-hmm. And they have to give you that opportunity. So regardless of whether you earned it or not, if they don't and say, it's your turn,
Yeah.
you don't get that. Knowing your own experience with getting on All-American, how do you feel? Do you feel that success is given in the sense that he's talking about, or do you still believe it's earned?
Low key, yeah. I do believe him, actually. Especially in this business. Everything's subjective, right? Everything is, like, allow me to, like, when I was getting cast, I did my studio test, did my network test. They said, we'll call you in a week. This was a Thursday. We'll call you in a week to let you know if you got it or not.
Okay.
Great, cool, whatever. Thursday morning, I get a call from my manager. They want to extend your extension. So basically another week. And I was like, okay, cool. Another night of sleepless nights. But they were trying to find their Spencer.
Okay.
And they wanted to make sure that their Spencer wasn't, a lighter tone or didn't look like me potentially.
Makes sense.
And so, because then you have two people that are too similar. And so they did. There's yin and yang. Me and Daniel were completely different. So there is a world where, yes, you had to work hard, but also you had to be chosen to get into the room.
Right.
That casting director had to look at my headshot and my resume with one credit and say, you know what, I think he might fit this role. The same way with football, I have to believe too, because it's like, let's say you're a high school athlete and you're athletic, you're smart, you're gifted,
Yep.
but there's a guy ahead of you that's a senior or maybe even a junior,
Right.
or maybe even your same grade, but has more of a connection to the coach.
Right.
But you're just as talented.
Yeah.
But you're not getting your shot because you're not getting chosen. So I kind of do believe it in some fields. Maybe not like corporate America. I don't know anything about that. But I have to believe like, or same with getting drafted.
Yeah.
Imagine if like you didn't get drafted the way you got drafted because the Redskins had somebody already similar to you,
Right.
or the next team had somebody similar to you. They're not gonna sign two people with that, rookie contracts
Yep.
that are dual threat quarterbacks.
Correct.
They wouldn't do that. So I have to believe that success is earned,
Yeah.
but also given.
Given.
Because it's not like,
Pretty
oh
nice.
yeah, you know what, walking down the street, you'd be great. Come here.
Yeah.
There is a way, like you had to work to get to where you are. I had
Correct.
to work to get to where I am. You as well. But if you're not chosen, especially in a subjective field, there are tremendous actors
Right.
that I have met that just have not been seen by the right person
Right.
or the person who believes in them.
Right.
And I don't think I think that's very unfortunate. It's unfair, but that's just the name of the game. That's why I always say I was in the right place at the right time, and I was very lucky.
And I think what you said is exactly right. It's not like, hey, you're just walking down the street and they're like, you know what, we're going to make you Captain America.
Right.
That's not what happened. He's been around forever. He's
Yeah,
done.
he's been putting in the work.
He's been, as they say in in the fight industry, right? You're a mid card fighter, right? You're the gatekeeper, then you're the champion. Now you're the pay per view guy. Mackey's been all of those things.
Yeah.
And he's been in the right place at the right times, but he's put in the work. He's been on Broadway. He's done all these different things. And then it was like, then they were like, you're going to be Captain America. We're going to make Captain America black. And he just so happened to be the guy.
Period.
In the right opportunity, the right moment, they pass him the shield, and it was given in that moment. But it was earned to even be in that position for it to be given. So I agree with you. You do have to work hard. You do have to be in the right places, but it is given. They are hand selecting who they want to pick out of the pot.
Absolutely. It's yeah. Absolutely.
So in that conversation, there's a lot of parallels between your character Jordan Baker and your own life.
Sure.
And you just tell me if my research is accurate or not. But you were adopted.
Yep.
By the Behling family.
Yep.
Your biological father is Nigerian. Biological mother was German.
Yeah.
So you're mixed, but you're also black.
Yeah.
And having been born in Ohio, but you grew up in Indiana, how did your identity of being black, and were you black enough? Are you not black enough? How was that something that you had to deal with growing up, and how did you manage that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think Jordan even speaks about it on the show of like, which box do I check type of situation, black, white, whatever. I did have to deal with that. I had people in my high school and in my middle school that were like, oh, you're not black. You're like an Oreo is what they called me. Which is like, that's a great term. I can't even be mad at you for that, like looking back. But it's like, oh, you act white. I'm like, how do I act a color?
Right.
Tell me. And I grew up with a white family. I have 3 white siblings. My parents are white. So it's like, I don't know. That really kind of bugged me and irked me as a kid and as a teenager even, because I was like, I'm not up to your standard of being black enough, right? That was the whole thing. And so even whenever we touched on that in All American, I was like, wow, this is serendipitous.
Yeah.
I'm really like reliving kind of what I already went through. And how did I deal with it? I mean, I'm such a laid back, go with the flow type of guy in life. And so when I was really young and younger, like in middle school world, it bothered me more, and I would, be upset. But then as I got to high school, I was like, my friends aren't saying this shit to me.
Right.
It's more so people in passing or acquaintances or people in my class or things like that. So it was interesting because there just wasn't a whole lot of black people in Columbus.
Right.
It was a very, very small part of the population in Columbus, Indiana, which is where I grew up and went to high school. And so dealing with that, I didn't really have a place to connect with. I feel like I connected a lot more to my black side, if you will, out here.
Right.
Because I was on a black show. And
Yeah.
I had a black showrunner, and I had black castmates and all the wonderful things. And I could kind of just tap into that a little bit more. And that's you know, my parents didn't really know a lot of black people.
Yeah.
Just because there wasn't a lot in Columbus,
Right.
and, you know. So we didn't really do a lot of black things, but I don't really think that there's black or white things. I just think that there's things.
I agree with you.
I'm like, all right, like, okay. So you go to church on Sunday, and we go to church on Sunday, so we're the same. But just different type of churches, maybe.
Right.
Different songs we're singing.
Right.
But yeah, dealing with it as a high schooler, it was kind of brushed it off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of still how I live today. Like, oh, I don't really know who you are. If you don't have my number, like Tom Holland has a great quote. If you don't have my number, then we should not be arguing.
Right.
Because I don't know you well enough.
I like that.
No,
You know?
it's great.
How did your parents growing up, how did they deal with that? You know what I mean? Like even in the show, like Olivia kind of alludes to the fact that her mom doesn't really understand that the life that she lives and that she has to go through because the mom's white. I'm a white mom of little black girls, mixed girls. So I kind of saw myself in the show in the
And Miss Laura Baker.
exactly.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Because the daughter almost felt like the mom wasn't understanding her to the same level because she's black and she's not. So how did your parents deal with that growing up?
Yeah, no, my mom did a great job of that. Actually, she did a really, really fantastic job. I don't remember what the case was, but this was probably whenever I was 12 or 13. Some national case happened where, you know, a black man was shot after being pulled over. And she had told me years prior, like, people are going to look at you differently. I'm never going to have this conversation with Matt, Andrea, or Adam, my siblings. But the world sees you differently. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the name of the game.
Right.
And it's sad and it's not fair.
Right.
But that's where we are. And so my mom did a really beautiful job of just giving me that just understanding of I'm not like my classmates that are all white and can run around and have mouths and pop off and things like that. So I gotta give her. I mean, I love her. I love my mom. Of course. Yes, I love you, Mom. But I also just gotta say, like, the biggest thank you to her for being self-aware.
Yeah.
And not being a Beverly Hills mother like Laura Baker. And no shade to Laura Baker. We love her. We will not take. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like my
She
mom.
could have easy
who's-
to just close the,
she
say
could
that
have just lived her life and
Exactly.
never touched on it at all. And then, you know, one day I could have said something mouthy to a cop or to somebody, an adult even.
Yeah.
And something bad could have happened. But she just gave me the understanding of, like, the world sees you differently.
Right.
And so you have to act accordingly.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean, like, don't ever, like, dampen your personality.
Correct.
Be who you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just you can't act like some of your clown classmates at times, especially, like, even in school. Like, and then also, but we got that type of message from our football coaches
Oh, okay.
as well. And I don't know if you probably heard this, like, you got the biggest target on your back as a football player.
Yep.
The teachers want to see you lose. Almost. Like, I remember our high school coach was like, the teachers want to see you lose, so you better act right in classroom, like things like that. So we had a little bit of those conversations, but less about, like, the blackness, but just about the, you know, having a target on your back.
Yeah.
Mom just kind of re-solidified that.
Nah, so shout out to moms for
Type
doing
shit,
that
type
because
shit, type shit.
that's it's so huge to be to be self-aware.
Yeah.
And, like, you're not the only one. Like, I've had those same things come to me, like, oh, you're not black enough. Oh, is this guy down for the cause? And I mean, I'm a dark-skinned brother. And listen, I grew up in Coppers Cove, Texas, but I lived in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the Iberville projects for a year because my entire family is from New Orleans, Louisiana. So she makes fun of me, not makes fun of me, but notices when I'm around my family from New Orleans, I talk a little different. You know, my manager's a little bit different.
Type shit.
Because, you know what I'm saying? So,
you know what I'm saying?
but it's just, I feel you. It's just,
All right, then.
it's just because you adjust to the environment that you're in, but it's not a facade. It's not, you're not faking. You can be the same person that you are,
grew up with that.
but be able to communicate with different people in the way that where you can meet them where they're at. So I'm a full believer that, you know, being black it's not a monolith. You don't have to represent all the negative things And if you speak with proper English and you don't sag and you don't gangbang and you like rap music, but you also like country music.
Oh.
If you date outside of your race.
That's a big one.
Like, it's a huge one. And
Do you get all the flack for that?
oh my, what?
What?
Do you receive the flack too, or is it more just you?
Both of us. I'm from a full white country. No other
Estonia.
race.
You wanna
And
know
I
what?
married a
race
black
in
man.
white?
You said there's no black people in Indiana?
There is none in Estonia.
I saw somebody, a black guy in Estonia, and I would have gave him some dap. What's up, my dog, man? We in this together, brother. Never seen him. Never. I've been to Estonia 10 times. I've seen 3 black people. It's crazy. So we get it a bunch. I had a teammate once tell me that my mama raised me right. I would never date a white girl.
See,
And
I don't believe that.
I'm like, what do you mean? So your
That's
mom
the
raised you to
definition
hate?
of Your mom did not raise you right.
Your mom raised you to hate? That would be wrong. Why would we do to other people what was done to us? An eye for an eye makes everybody blind. So I'm a full believer that love knows no color. And
Why would it?
as black men, we have to be better in our own community of not tearing down the versions of us that are different.
Yeah.
I don't listen. My family is from the hood. I don't tear them down for that. I meet them where they're at. I try to help them and show them how they can be better and how they can go to different places. But that doesn't mean I look down on them.
No, never.
You never do that. So why look down on any black man or black woman for being different? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Talking about relationships and marriage and all that, like what is your dream relationally, you know?
What are you looking
I don't,
for?
I don't,
What
yeah,
am I
exactly.
looking for?
There you go.
A lady.
Yeah.
Lady friend. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, talk about clips, lady friends.
Are your DMs open?
I mean, yeah, they're up. I don't look at them, but yeah, you can go talk to yourself in there if you want.
If you would.
There's a lot of people in there talking to themselves, and it's appreciate the support at the end of the day.
There you go.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in a relationship. It's like the last one was kind of. It didn't end the best for me.
It made your eyes twitch. I saw that.
Yeah. I was out of town, and some bad stuff happened back at our apartment.
Oh boy.
But anyways, like I've dated since then, but I haven't really been in a relationship, and I've just I haven't found somebody who's done all the things for me. I would love somebody who is supportive, and I'll support you, who can lend an ear.
Right.
I love listening. It's one of my favorite things. It's like, especially if like somebody that you love and care about is yapping about something that you love.
Right.
It fills me up with joy. But whenever that's not reciprocated, and like you're talking about something that you love, and they're on their phone or doing something, it's like, okay, well, I'll go myself. And that's really how it makes me feel. Is like, oh, you don't care. Cool.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna leave. And so, trying to find that, but I'm honestly not even looking for that. I'm not looking actively. The last like year and a half, 2 years, I've just really been locked into work.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
Is it also harder in the Hollywood circles to find that? Because Hollywood is, you get married today, you get divorced tomorrow, and
Yeah,
then
no,
you
I
get
did that.
married
I
to
did that.
another
Yeah, done it. Yeah, with that, did that too. That was wild. That was the last one, and it was dumb. It was so dumb. Why we did that? It was all for all the wrong reasons, and again, yeah, the fact that it got picked up by certain outlets, I was like, God, Jesus Christ. But
Well, we're glad you're on the other side of it.
I'm on the other
Yes,
side.
we're
Didn't
glad you're
lose
on
too
the other
much
side.
money. We're okay. California's, a lovely no-fault state, so it's like, oh yeah, split it. Cool. But yeah, I'm not really looking. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately
Maybe
at the same time,
fortunately.
because I'm like, I got my dog, I got my house, I got my bag, and I'm going to work.
Right.
And that's okay. Usually when I'm working, especially like on All American, I'm so tired that like even if I do have somebody that I may be interested in, I'm like, I don't even think I could go and talk to you because I'm not gonna be able to give you everything that I could possibly give you normally. And so I know I'm not in a place where I could do that. So I'm not even going to try to entertain it, because then I'm just wasting your time and mine. And I don't want to do that to you.
That's true.
So once I maybe find myself in a place of being ready, and I'm not in the streets either. That's like a lot of my friends. I was celibate for a year, and my friends were like, "What do you mean you're celibate for a year?" I said, "Celibate, not really being
That's what that
sexual
means.
active for 365 days." Like, but like, why? I was like, "There's really no reason. I just, I don't know. I'm not in the streets like that, and I'm not like." Chomping at the bit to like once you go like 2 months without being active, it's like, oh, that's actually not bad. Whatever, I'm just chilling. But again, focused on work and working out and all the wonderful things, and it's okay. Like before like the Super Bowl or every like big games, did they tell you, hey,
That's a definite. I don't
keep
want
it
to
in
say
the
myth.
pants tonight, fellas?
Yeah, they always tell you not to do those things.
Yeah.
because it can rob you of your strength or your edge or whatever it may be. So
Your
I
testosterone.
definitely abided by that for the majority of my career.
Good.
I couldn't go 2 months. I mean, my God.
You're also a married man.
I'm not going 2 months. But
I need that.
I need it. Type shit.
Type.
But I got two, because these last two questions, both in the same field, because what you just shared before that about being black, your mom talking about that, I thought that is such an impactful conversation.
Yeah.
We posted a picture a couple months ago, was it?
Yeah.
Someone asked me, hey, what black women do you support? This is part of like them getting after me because she's white.
I'm European.
Yeah, she's European. She
Massive difference between
she takes that very
being
seriously, by the
European
way.
and being an American white woman.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like you present as white.
Present
but,
as
like,
white.
You're European white.
But you're European
white.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So appreciate you explaining that to me. I try, but you know, it takes.
But you're different from an American woman. I will give you that 100%.
It takes reinforcement. You see the squinty eyes?
I'm sorry.
It's
I hope
like-
I haven't offended you.
No, definitely not.
So I posted a picture of myself with our 4 daughters,
Love that.
right? Mixed black girls, and it went viral. So then in the comments, a lot of people were saying they're not black, and I'm saying
Because they came out of a white woman.
because a white woman gave birth to them, and I'm like,
So then I'm not black by that logic.
Yes.
that's what they were.
You are also not black. So this
But
is
you are black, and they are black.
Yeah.
So we know that you do a lot of work with mental health, and that shows up in your character, Jordan Baker, on All American. Can you explain to the people listening and watching what it does to a mixed child when you tell them they are not black from their own community?
Yeah. I mean, it's basically saying to them, you're not worthy. You're not a person. It goes back to that simple conversation of when I'm filling out a government form, what box do I check? If I'm not black enough for you, I'm not white enough for you, that I'm just here. It just makes you feel like you're, I don't know, like it makes you feel lost. It makes you feel like people don't see you. Like, I know I'm real. I can touch me. I can feel my heart beating, blood coursing through my veins. But you're sitting here telling me you at the black barber shop or whatever is like, oh no, Mike ain't black. He's that Oreo boy, you know, type shit, which is
Right.
funny, but like not. It just makes you feel inadequate, and it makes you kind of just like lose yourself to a degree, because then you're like, well, your sense of identity is escaped.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys as parents are instilling in them who they are as people,
Correct.
connecting them to both sides,
Yep.
the European white and the black.
no, it's
But it makes you, maybe not as a kid, hopefully not for your
Yeah,
daughters,
yeah.
but like in middle school and high school, or more so middle school, I felt like this sense of, I don't really know where I belong. And then I felt that again as I was in like my early 20s, actually, because I realized how different I was from everybody else out here to a degree. So then it took me like finding myself, and like just really like, who is Mike? Who are you? I am gay. You are gay. Yeah. But sorry to ruin that. I am you.
I am you.
Who's on first? Yeah. Sorry, I can't be serious for too long. Obviously, as you can tell.
Right. Gotta have laughs.
But yeah, the sense of identity, it just makes you kind of feel like you're in outer space floating.
Yeah. And
I feel like people are so contradicting to themselves because everybody loves mixed people.
They really do.
They love mixed babies. They love
the way that we
kids.
look,
exactly.
But
then they don't want to claim you on either side.
they don't want to validate your experience.
we're in purgatory. We're on either sides.
So I just want to say your experience, your Black experience, even being adopted and being raised by a white family is still a Black experience.
Thank you.
And I want to validate that experience.
Thank you.
So, we were talking before, we started the show just about like having people on the show that we want to talk to, that we're interested in. We love the show, All American. The way you portray yourself, the way you guys tackle tough topics and issues is just something that we're captivated by. She's actually rewatching season 4 right now.
Amazing.
I have to remind myself of all the stuff before I go and watch season 6 because I've been trying to hold off.
Yeah. So before we get into all the great work you're doing there and other things that you're doing with mental health and in the industry, wanted to ask you a question of...
You could play the quarterback in the NFL?
Do you think I could play a quarterback?
Do you think that you could play quarterback?
No. I mean, do I think I could take a snap and maybe complete a screen pass? Maybe.
I think
a quick slant? Maybe.
I think you could. I think you could do that.
That's high praise.
100%. It's talked about, can you play quarterback in the NFL? We appreciate your honest assessment of what you think. But one thing I want to ask you is a big part of playing quarterback is being able to repeat the play that the coach tells you in your helmet.
I've heard about this.
So you're going to be the second person who does this segment. Let me just tell you, you can't do any worse than the guy that did this one earlier. So the first person to do this was way out there. Hilarious segment. But
give it to me, coach. What's the play?
We got the play here. I want to see, we're going to create a leaderboard, and we'll see how many of these you can either get right or how many words you can get right of the play.
Okay.
All right. So first play.
Okay.
Quest right, 351, Y slant, Z spacing, F seam. You got this.
Quest right.
Yes.
351.
There you go.
Z.
He's already in the win. He's already leading.
Is it Z wing?
Nope.
Crap.
It's okay. It's quest right, 351, Y slant, Z spacing, F seam.
Quest 1, 351, Y wing, Z space.
Okay.
Something right.
Okay.
He got back on track.
He got back on track and then went back to the beginning of the play. So now we're going to start it with a simpler play.
So that wasn't a simple. That was complex.
That was complex.
Okay.
All right. Gun trio right, 37 door.
Okay. Gun trio right, 37 door.
There we go.
One-on-one.
There
Ready?
you go. One-on-one. There you go. Let's go double right squeeze, 300 jet Okie.
Double right squeeze, 300 jet Okie.
There we go. See? All right. Let's go double right, 3 jet Y branch tail.
Double right, 3. Wait.
There you go.
Double right, wide branch.
Y branch is correct.
Double right, wide branch, 3 something. What was it? Squeeze?
Yep. So double right, 3 jet Y branch tail.
3 jet wide branch tail.
There you go.
Oh my God.
All right. So then the last one isn't as hard as the first one, but it's
tough.
a little hard.
Okay.
1 gun text right, quarterback draw, can 350 Leo twig.
1 gun text right, quarterback draw.
Yep.
Can tech.
Ooh.
I lost the last 4 words you
All
said.
right. So that can is like you're killing the play to go to the next play.
Okay.
350 Leo twig.
350 Leo twig.
There you go.
See,
That's actually pretty
I feel
good.
like if I did a mini camp, maybe I could know this.
I think you would. I haven't called plays in 3 years, and I was, looking at these the other day, and I'm like, for me, it's easy because it's formation, protection, play. That's how you call it. So here's where you guys line up. Here's the protection on the play. Here's the play call. But for other people, it's like reading a foreign language.
Gibberish.
It's gibberish, and you're like,
Nonsense,
well, how do you know that? Well, I still remember what these plays were back in the day.
Oh, wow.
But I think that's part of what people don't understand. It's not just about big guys running after you or having to be able to maneuver the pocket. It's also just being able to relay the play to the team so they know what to do, but you're already in the lead. So
hell yeah, because everybody's listening for their own part.
Exactly.
Right?
If I'm a right tackle, I know I'm lining up on the right every single play.
Well, yeah.
I just got to know what the play is. So unless they tell me to go somewhere else. What
if
do
they
you mean?
haven't studied? Like, then what do they do?
Yeah, what
Then they look
happens
at the quarterback.
in the huddle if you call a play and one of your receivers is like, oh, I can't remember that.
Well, I abide by I would rather them know what to do than not ask me what to do.
But I'm saying if they don't know what
Then
to
I
do.
tell them.
Oh, then you tell them.
I had an offensive lineman in college who was a first-round pick. He'll remain nameless. Danny Watkins. He was a Canadian firefighter.
Oh.
And in games, he would forget what to do or who to block. But when I tell you this man, if he knew who to block, he would block him into
as soon as he got his hands on him,
as soon as they weren't going anywhere.
Copy.
So I started realizing as we would come to the line of scrimmage after I call the play in the huddle, or we have, a one-word play from the sideline, he would be looking back at me like this. And when he gave me this look, I knew he had no idea who he was blocking.
Did that almost like create fear in you?
It didn't.
The
linebackers. The first couple times it created fear because I'm like, how does my left tackle not know who to block?
Right.
But then after realizing why he was doing it, I would walk to the line and say, Danny, block him.
Just like
and
that.
He would block him to smithereens.
I love that.
And so it didn't bother me. So when receivers are in the huddle and they're like, hey, what do I have? If he doesn't know he has a slow go route, a slant go, or a dig, I just tell him what to run.
Okay.
Because at least now I know what he's going to run. He knows what he's going to run. And
Everyone's on the same page.
We're on the same page. And as you know, like with anything, as long as you're on the same page, everything else falls into place.
I love that.
It's true.
One of the things that has been highly contested about All-American is the fact that the football playing in the actual show is just like absolutely non-realistic at times and just utterly bad.
Sure.
Especially early on in the show. Did that ever bother you? Because, you played, like you said, you played the game with the one opportunity, but you ran and like you've seen them run track in shows and you're like, why are they running same arm, same leg? That's not how they do it in real life.
Why are they crushing their body like this?
Yeah. So like, did that bother you or?
Yes. Yes, it did. And, we had a great company, Game Changing Films, who does a lot of sports movies, a lot of sports TV shows, and they had all of the I guess the things to make a great show, and I think that they did, and I think the football was a mixture of people, us trying to figure out, what's the best camera angle for all of this, because this is new for everybody, right? This is the first time, and so we were finding that, and I think that we kind of found our legs later on. A little bit more. There's still times where I'm like, wait, what do you mean? What? Okay, so you want me to fumble it? And then there were certain situations that would happen where I'd be talking to our stunt coordinator, Justin, and I'd be like, we would never ever do this.
Yeah, that would never happen.
Would never ever. He's like, it's in the script. This is what the writer wants. And so it a lot of the time it was, and this is no shade to our writers at all, but there's a lot of times that some of our writers who weren't football fans would write specific things, moments in the script that you and me watching would be like, this doesn't mean we would never do that in a game. Right. What do you mean? We would never do that in a game.
That would never happen.
But it had to be done for story or for character or for whatever. And so there would be a lot of moments where I'd be like, I don't even is there a way we can tweak this a little bit, Justin? And he's like, yeah, just go out there and do what you do. Yeah. Which was, but we had a bunch of ex-college athletes, ex-high school athletes, some ex-NFL athletes that are coming out and playing, and so that was really cool to be able to hear their stories and take from their stories and put them into the. Okay, let me put that in my pocket and use that in a later scene for sure. But yeah, the football players, I know that we get judged, especially with like the shows like Friday Night Lights. And the way that they shot that, I wish that we shot it like that because it was like long lens. They didn't know where the cameras were.
Correct. They were
so
just
everybody
playing.
Was just doing it. Yeah. And I'm sure there was more stunt double work there. I think on our show, it was more us doing it. Yeah. To a degree. It was me, Daniel, Cody, Hunter, really out there playing because I have a football background. Hunter has a football background. Daniel did not have a football background, and he used his double a lot more. But he came from the UK. First time he touched the football was whenever we met our doubles
on set. Yeah,
on set. So give him grace, please. But he also grew significantly. I will say. He carried a football around with him all the time. He was always asking me like, "Yeah, so what happens on a post corner?" I'm like, "Well, you go for a post, and then you go to the back corner of the end zone, back pylon." He's like, "Okay, cool." So randomly throughout the time, like where we'd be hanging out, he would just ask me like, what is a slant again? And I'm like, slant is just 1, 2, 3 in.
Yep.
You go for the opposite goalpost. So it was fun to see everybody grow in that regard. But I understand that, especially people with football backgrounds.
Yeah.
Watching the show, you're like, man, I just wish it was a little bit more intense at times and a little bit more, I don't know. I don't even know what the word is, but I get what you're saying.
It was
Absolutely.
super intentional because I've been a part of sets, whether it's a commercial set where they want you to do something. They're like, hey, drop back to pass. And you drop back to pass. It's like, no, drop the ball a little bit so we can see your face.
Yes. And I'm like,
and when you make this throw, do it like, it's like, well, I wouldn't throw like that and I wouldn't do that. And they're like, yeah, but we need it for the shot.
Yeah.
So I would see scenes early on in the show and it'd be Daniel, ISO'd by himself running a route.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel running was just almost. I could put on highlight clips of that.
Early on in the show, it was, but
I think that
there would
makes
be no
the show
DB
so
within
good,
10
though.
yards of him.
Right.
Because the whole point was being intentional to show him running the route so that you would be captivated by it. So I actually thought early on in the show, it was done on purpose. Like the football was so bad on purpose to get the shot. Not only to get the shot, but also to make people talk about it. Because it was a talking point for a long time.
Large talking point. Yeah, I can.
So
recall.
I thought I think they're doing this on purpose. I think they know and they see it and they're like, yeah, that's not the greatest football, but it'll make people tweet about it. It'll make people talk about it. And we're getting a great shot of the receiver running the route and the guy making the catch and you making the throw. So maybe this is done on purpose. That's what I thought.
That's an interesting take. I don't know what their intentions were. I don't believe that.
You are so out of pocket.
I thought it
that's
was.
the podcast. I don't believe that to be the
podcast.
case. Yeah, and it's social media is such a
Crazy place.
dog pound. Toxic to dog pound, and everybody was very quick to judge.
Yep.
Kind of all of us, and I know it's tough. You're putting yourself out there, especially for I got to say Daniel again, just because he came to America never touching a football,
Right.
and he has transformed into somebody who I believe is a lot more smoother and a lot more. I don't know. He looks more believable now than season one, and he would say the same exact thing. And the arms were a big thing for me too. Coming from track, I was like, "Yo, brother, cheek to cheek now, cheek to cheek. We can't be crossing." So, but yes, that's an interesting take. Though I didn't think that.
And I say that not being critical because now when you watch All American, the football's way better.
Really?
I think it's gotten much better. It's gotten much more believable. The way you guys shoot it, I feel like is better.
Yeah.
I think even yourself, having a football background and a sports background, even you have gotten better.
I think so too.
Have you worked with anybody to do that? Did Daniel work with anyone? Are you pulling inspiration from anyone
How
to
did
do
you guys
that?
prepare for the role? Yeah.
Yeah. They gave a comparison to Jordan to Cam Newton,
Oh.
and I was like, I'm not nearly as big as Cam.
Do they know how big Cam Newton
Cam
is?
Newton
Like,
is
that's a
Massive.
big guy.
He's big, like he's a tank, like I don't know.
Yeah, he's
but I think they were talking more about the mentality. Like you think about that. If you see that clip of him, like the ball's coming right, the defender's like the ball's coming right here. It's like, oh, that's cute. You watch tape.
Yeah,
That's cool. Watch this, and then they get the touchdown. They had that mentality for Jordan of kind of being that really cocky, but cocky because he's good.
Because he's good.
Type of situation for Jordan. But as far as like prepping for the role, I had a quarterback coach that I worked with. His name's Brian Bennett. He played at Oregon and then he played in the CFL. And he went to the Colts for a little bit.
Okay.
He helped me kind of just tighten everything up. But a lot of my doubles also were, 1 year, 2 year removed from college.
Okay.
And so I'd be out there, spinning it, warming up, and they'd be like, yo, just try this. Really snap your wrist.
Flick the wrist.
Really snap your wrist. Because I'll snap it, but like they're like, no, really snap the wrist. and next thing you know, my spirals are getting tighter.
Right.
And the ball's coming, and it's but it was nice to be able to play the football games. Those were my favorite days in the earlier seasons because I get to go out and play. I got fresh legs, whatever. When it's 6, 7 in the morning and you've been shooting since 5 p.m., then it's a little bit more tiring.
Makes sense.
and you're like, wow, I can't wait to go home. But but it's because it's cold. It's not cold. It's cold in LA, and 45 degrees, 50 degrees. You've been playing football all night long, but again, there's almost a beauty to it. It's almost just like you're with your boys, you're with your team, and we're gonna set up a camera that's gonna take 30 minutes. Okay, we're gonna go on the other end of the field and run and do the flag tree. Yeah, the flag tree, the route tree.
I know what you meant.
Thank you. So preparation, yeah, I had a quarterback coach. Physicality, I have a trainer that I just worked out with, Scott Benzing. He was great, and he got us in shape for all the seasons. And but like the sports movement, the stunt coordinators always trusted me, which was great. Like Justin was like, we could do it if your arm hurts, but like, no, I'm do it. Hit me. I don't know. There's something weird
about getting hit.
Tell me you understand. There's something about getting hit. Like, all right, Jordan's gonna throw this pass and get hit right after.
Yep.
We would do it, and then the guy, the man, the stunt whatever man hitting me would be like, okay, here, and like really hold me like a bear. And I'm like, no. Give me a pop. Give me a little pop, right? And so they would allow that until they'd allow me, Daniel, Cody, Hunter to do our own stunts to a degree until I dislocated my shoulder at the Rose Bowl.
You dislocated your shoulder?
Oh yeah, it was literally. Have you seen season 6?
Yes.
The national championship, the last play. It's a one shot. It's a beautiful one shot that Daniel Ezra directed the episode. We had a steady cam basically following us the whole time. It was great. And pitched the ball to him. We're running beside each other, and then there's one more man to block.
Yep.
Jordan blocks him, but in the second block, I don't know what happened. In the second block, I blow him up with my shoulder, and then I'm like, wait a second. I lose my footing, and I land with my arms out like this, and I could just feel my shoulder go clink. And so then I tried to get up, and I was like, nope, can't get up. Cameras are still rolling, though. Daniel's in the end zone celebrating. Our team's coming off the sideline celebrating. My buddy Alex the third is like, yo, Mike, get up. I'm like, I can't get up. And I'm like, so I'm like, I push myself up with my right arm, and I get up, and I'm like, my shoulder is and like, we still have to celebrate. So I'm jumping around like this, like, yeah, with one arm down. If you go back, you might be able to see it.
And then we
yell cut, and the stunt coordinator comes off, and I'm like, Mike, my shoulder, it's. He's like, I know, I saw it. So then I went back to the training room and spent like the next 30 minutes trying to pop it back in, but it was swollen. It was already swollen by the time I got back there. They couldn't get it back in. I was in the most pain I've ever been in my life, probably. I had to go to the hospital. As soon as the morphine or whatever the hell they gave me hit my system, pain was gone. Yep. Great. And then they were like, all right, just lean back and do this motion. I did it. Pop right back in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So now they're not so, like, which really sucks because with the new generation in season 7, they're all athletic.
Yep.
And they're like, well, I want to do my own stuff. And they're like, nope, absolutely not.
Oh, they won't let them do it.
Yeah. So
when does season 7 come out?
So season 7's been airing on the CW.
Oh, it's already out.
But it won't hit
We're
Netflix.
too much of Netflix people.
And that's fair. I get it. It's so easy. Who has cable these days? I mean, I have YouTube TV for sports, but other than that, I feel like most people are like streaming.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever. So I think it'll come out second week of May.
Okay.
Would be my guess. It's like 7 days after our last episode airs on the CW.
Okay.
And then it'll be there. You can get your binge on.
Yeah.
I'll never forget one time I was walking in Miami and with my friends and this got to be 50-year-old man was like, QB1. I was like, no way. I was like, what are you doing? But yeah, I mean, it was a family show. And, again, too, like what we talked about a little bit earlier was like we talked about real situations. And that's one of the things that I really praised this show for in the first few seasons was we could take something that was kind of going on in the real world or something that's an issue in the real world and bring it and apply it to these characters and apply it to the stories that we're telling seamlessly. And I love that when a show can almost make you think differently.
Right.
Like whenever Spencer and Jordan get pulled over, episode 3. And Jordan, being from Beverly Hills, very privileged, and looking the way that he looks, has never experienced police the same way Spencer has. Right. And so that was something that was real and authentic and happening in our world at the time and continues to happen. And I praise the show for doing that, and I think that was NK who actually wrote that episode, because it's just real. It's something that's real, and also just weaving in the mental health aspect of it. When you know Greta's character Layla was going through what she was going through, and continues to go through, but then also seeing people win, and seeing how this person has struggled with this for the first 2 seasons, and now season 4, 5, 6, they're blossoming into a beautiful flower. And I think to be able to not be bogged down and keep showcasing the negative side of whatever the case may be, whatever the not issue, but whatever maybe be holding them back, whether it's I don't know what it is, but to be able to see them grow in the 6, 7 years has been really beautiful. But yeah, I think that would be it for me.
It's an addicting show, like, and I think because
It
of
is.
that,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the real life situations, because I have probably watched all 5 seasons 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Every
I
night.
just-
Wow.
Every night. Binge watches.
Binge
But
watch it.
what do you? So whenever
I
you
don't
go
know.
back,
It's my comfort show.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because I feel like it's really intense for a comfort show. But sometimes, like we get.
You don't know me, Michael.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna laugh.
He's gonna
Interesting.
cry for help.
No.
Yeah, look at his eyes, everybody.
No, it's
Like, if you need help, baby.
no, she definitely watches it all the time, and like you were talking about the football playing in it, it wasn't a turnoff. Like, oh
good.
my God, like what are they doing? I don't want to watch this. Like as a broadcaster, I love storytelling.
Yeah.
So what you just described for each individual character makes people latch on to that character because they see themselves in that character.
That's the thing.
Right. That's why we like sports so much. That's why people love their favorite team, because maybe they see themselves in the head coach or they see themselves in the walk-on who didn't have any opportunities but found his way to get a scholarship. And now he's the best receiver on the team. Like, they might not ever have lived that experience,
Right.
but they can see themselves in that and think in their own lives, well, maybe this could become me as an accountant or as whatever that I'm doing, that I can achieve that level of success. At this point, what is next for you? What do you want? Like, who do you want to work with that would be like the dream opportunity?
The production company A24.
Okay.
I think that they are producing films that are really pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits. There's this new genre that I feel like has come out that's like horror comedy.
Okay.
And there's something about that. I don't know. Watching, I don't know if I'd ever want to do it, but at least watching it is really entertaining. But I mean, they've got films like Warfare coming out very soon. There's a group of, I want to say 6 to 8 Marines in Iraq. Real life story of how the mission went wrong. I don't know. I'm very excited to see it, but I just believe, the substance was in there. Demi Moore was just nominated for an Oscar.
Substance.
The Substance is
The
insane
Substance.
movie.
Yeah. Just like those really kind of kooky, off the wall films would be something that I would love to work. I'd love to work for their production company. Movies, I mean, superhero movies. If I do get the opportunity to play in a superhero movie, I'd want to be the villain.
Oh, okay. Why?
I like the idea of being the villain because I am fascinated with villains. My favorite character of all time is the Joker.
Oh, okay.
Heath Ledger's Joker from the Dark Knight.
Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yes.
Be
Specifically.
very specific,
Very
there's
specific.
different Jokers.
Very much so. And you wanted to understand him. You hated him because you're like, you're not even making any sense. What do you
Right.
mean you want to burn the building down? But like, there's nobody even in it. The chaos that was associated with him, and he just acted. He just was evil.
Okay.
He had no reason. He just wanted to just spread evil, and so I think that villains kind of can capture audiences a little bit more than superheroes sometimes, because there's sometimes whenever you're watching a villain, you're like, I kind of f with you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, like I know Batman's like Batman, but like whatever you're doing, not that I want you to go kill these people, but you're doing something. You're doing something that's captivating me.
Right, we've all got that villain inside of us, right?
Yeah.
We don't all have Superman, I can fly inside of us, but
No.
we all have some sinister thoughts here and there.
Sure.
I find that interesting that you'd want to play the villain.
Like even like No Country for Old Men.
Okay.
I I can't remember his name, but the villain in that, he's so just, I don't even know, just evil. But like you just almost I want to be him. I want to be that type of character. Sure, if a superhero role was offered, then I'd consider it and think about it absolutely, unequivocally. Who wouldn't? But I would much rather be on the other side and be the negative energy coming in and trying to make audiences love me.
Love you. Okay, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep.
Love me for being evil. Like it's somebody who's so evil that you can't help but love them because they're playing it so well. That would be a dream for sure.
That's all. That's deep now. I thought you would play like Light Skin Blade or something.
Light Skin Blade.
Light Skin Blade would be awesome. They just I think they shelved the movie or something happened to it, which is unbelievable to me. But like I've always loved the Blade trilogy. But there's no, it's a dark skinned brother, Wesley Snipes. They don't get much darker than Wesley Snipes. So, and I love Wesley. Love you, man. They shouldn't have sent you to jail for the tax stuff, but Light Skin Blade would be pretty sweet.
Light Skin Blade, yeah.
Light Skin Blade would be,
You see, like Blade's like sidekick?
See now I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking
like Blade is Blade.
So you don't think Blade could ever be light skin?
No. No. I mean, right? Blade is
Blade.
Blade is
He's
dark
skinned brother that can walk.
Darky. Blade is Blade, and then they got McLightness coming in. And that's me, and I'm just like, I'm mewing in the back now.
You're mewing in the back. That's good.
No, and I'm just helping him out, Yeah, I could buy that.
No, that'd be fun. I love your take on the villain though, because that's the best villains make you fall in love with them.
Right.
They make you be like, he's not that bad.
Yeah. Oh man.
He's not that bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like, what does that mean? He's like, he's the best guy around. What about the murder? What murder? You know what I'm saying?
I have one more question about All American.
Okay.
Which castmate from All American would survive a zombie apocalypse?
Oh.
I don't know. A lot of probably I don't know. Tay, maybe myself. A lot of people don't have weapons, and I think that's their downfall out here.
Yep.
And so I'm not that. I'm from Indiana, so I have weapons, and so I think that I would fare decently well. I'm trying to think about who has like outdoor experience. Me and Cody, I think would be all right.
Okay.
But
In a zombie apocalypse.
Who would get eaten first?
Oh, Greta O'Neill. Easily. No shade, Greta. Love you, but
shade.
You would have to protect her.
Yeah. If we could protect her, but survival instincts on that one are tough. Yeah.
All right, we have a segment called This or That.
This or that.
Uh-oh, here we go.
LA or Ohio?
Ooh.
God, that's really tough. Weather-wise, LA, but people-wise, Ohio.
Okay. Football or basketball?
Football.
Action movies or romantic comedies?
Rom-coms.
Yeah.
Lose all your memories or lose your ability to make new ones?
Deep.
Lose my ability to make new ones.
There you go.
Know how you die or know when you die?
When? I want to see the timer.
Restart your life with everything you know now or fast forward 10 years with $10 million?
Restart my life? God. Go back to being a kid? I guess that one. I mean, 10 million is not bad, though. Just fast forward 10 years. 10, yeah, that's fine.
Unlimited success but always alone or average life with deep love and connection?
It's tough.
Probably alone.
That's sad.
I have my dog. I have my little Yorkie baby girl, my little sweetie pie, honey bunches. And she's enough for me now. Right now.
And right off of that is This or That for the ladies.
Oh.
Romantic getaway or Netflix and chill?
I like to get away.
I like that.
Get out of town.
Date night out or cozy night in?
Depends on the day of the week. But the Saturday night we're going out. Let's go out. Why not?
Spontaneous trip or planned vacation?
Planned. I think so.
You're planning.
I like both. I don't know.
cook together or order takeout?
Depends on the day of the week. Again, like it depends. Like, did we just work today, or is this the weekend? If it's the weekend, sure, let's throw down together. But if not, I am great at Uber Eats. I am a good orderer at Uber Eats. Let me tell you. Oh man,
That's funny. All right. Be with someone who's clingy or distant.
clingy. Latch on to me.
Agreed.
I love a monkey on my back.
Yeah. Go on now. Get on the back now.
Yeehaw. Let's go.
Oh my God! Hold on, I lost it.
You lost it. It's okay.
All right. Argue to fix it or stay silent to keep the peace.
Can I change the word? I mean, I guess argue to fix it, but like let's have conversate to fix it. Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
At the end of every episode, we ask our guests to look at their camera, the hero camera, right? The hero shot, and give a motivational speech. And now yours is different than others because you have a different experience, and we find that throughout these conversations. So if you were talking to the kid who is mixed race, who is trying to find their identity, and understand who they are in this world that's trying to make them be in no man's land and not claim them, what would you say to that young person to motivate them to go out and chase their dreams?
Anything is possible. You put your mind to it. You work hard. You put in the hours. You can do anything you set your mind to. Don't allow people outside of your circle, outside of your family, outside of your life tell you that you're not something that you know you are. Life will continue to knock you down. Life will continue to throw curveballs. Keep swinging for the fences. Because someday you may just connect and hit that home run and find yourself living your dream. And you find yourself surrounded by people who love you and accept you for who you are. And at the same time, wear those headphones and block out the noise from the people that you don't need to hear or who don't see your vision. The people who don't believe that you can go be great in your own field, whatever field it is that you choose it to be, block them out. Or do what I did and use it as fuel. Whenever I used to tell people, I'm leaving school, and I'm going to try this acting thing out. Columbus, Indiana, they're like, yeah, okay. And they would tell me it's not going to happen. But I'd say, okay, let me prove you wrong. Prove everybody wrong. Find who you are, love yourself, smile at yourself, take care of yourself, and then believe in yourself. That's the biggest thing. And find people who believe in you and keep on digging. You'll find gold eventually, baby. How was that?
Beautiful.
Is that all right?
Oh my God, that was incredible. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Having this conversation. You don't just play an All-American on TV. You're also an All-American guy. So we appreciate you. Everyone that's listening and watching at home or on the road, on your way to work. We appreciate you guys for checking in with us. This growth that we're experiencing is all because of you guys. So make sure you continue to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and tell your friends, because conversations like this with Michael Evans Behling are why we do this. It's to get to know people at a deeper level and to have conversations that we feel like you guys want to hear about. So appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks
This
so
has been
much.
awesome. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.